Hello. So some of you may know there have been a lot of changes going on at the studio, and as an artist I love the idea of change, but the reality of change is super stressful to me. And so I've been a little out of the loop lately, but as I have been setting up my website, there have been a lot of applications that I've integrated into the website to make it run more efficiently. And as I was doing that, a lot of these apps have things called automations. And it's basically, it sets up parameters. If this, then that. So if this condition is met, then that action will happen. And as I was setting some of these up, it hit me in the face that we do this all the time, setting up automations just to get through the day. And sometimes, like at the studio, it's good to have automations to keep things moving forward, and for my assistants to know what the expectations are and know what the structure is. But we do it when they're not necessary, and it's setting up automations is the opposite of mindful living, and I notice it the most when I'm driving in the car. It's the easiest place to set up automations, and it's also the easiest place to notice it. So, for example, when you get in the car, you have an expectation of how fast you want to get to your destination. Like, you're probably ready to just get done with your errands and go home. And I would think, man, if that slowpoke gets in front of me, I'm going to be pissed. Or if the light turns red, I'm going to be pissed. Or if that jerk does this, I'm gonna be pissed. And I just set up an automation for myself. I set up an expectation, and I followed that expectation through. I was pissed. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's kind of crazy. And so now as I'm driving, anytime I hear that word if come into my head, I just stop it right there. And I give extra space. I let that person get in front of me and give a little wave. And instead of playing out that automation, I'm being mindful, and it completely changes my day. So I probably will be talking more about automations and how it affects mindful living and a good self-care practice. But over the weekend and into the coming week, I invite you to just take notice of that. I've got some things that I do to help me become more aware of it that I may do a video next week on. But just being mindful, when you hear that word if popping up in your head, that's your trigger word to pay attention to what the next things your mind is about to share with you. And if this person does that, then I'm going to just notice it and then ask yourself, well, do I really need to react in that way? And then, maybe think, well, what else can I do instead of being reactionary? How can I respond instead of react? So anyway, I hope you find this helpful. It's been really helpful for me in managing this stress in the last few weeks. So have a sublime weekend. Bye.